Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. Welcome back to the latest transfer episode we have for Football Gupshup. Guys, if you can please subscribe to the channel, press that like button as well. Now we've got so many news, so many transfer stories which we have to report for the evening, and I'm sure that you guys have been watching our episodes. Please do subscribe. Please let your friends know about this channel. So we're going to start with news right now, the updates we've got. I want to start straight away with De Ligt of Juventus. You know, guys, that De Ligt is a really good central defender who plays for Netherlands and Juventus currently. He is from the Ajax Academy, from Ajax as well. He was in that famous squad which had a famous Champions League run towards the semi-final, and he played alongside the likes of Frankie de Jong. He was the captain of Ajax, and he moved pretty young. His agent was, I do remember his name, I think Raiola, and I remember that Manchester United were interested in him, and for some reason he opted to choose Juventus. He was also wanted by Barcelona, but he opted to go for Juventus. So right now he is currently under the scope, and there have been some serious developments. The reports which came in earlier were like 2 weeks ago, in which it was reported that Chelsea were looking into him, that they were looking into signing of De Ligt. They did inquire about him. They made an offer in which it was about £34 million plus a player. It was Pulisic or Timo Werner, which Juventus rejected straight away. They wanted the cash, and the valuation which has been wanted by Juventus is between 80 million euros to 100 million euros. Now that is a lot of money for a player such as De Ligt, but he is of such a quality to which he demands that kind of valuation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be giving you an update what has happened so far. De Ligt has been reported that he wants to move away from Juventus. He has asked for a transfer away. He doesn't want to sign the contract extension with Juventus. So what does that mean? Juventus do understand that if he doesn't sign the contract extension, it's better to sell him, but they don't want to sell him on cheap. They want to sell him on good money. They're looking for a valuation between 80 million euros but 100 million euros. It has been reported by many famous journalists, Fabrizio Romano and many others, but the most precise information has come in from Italy. This guy Matteo Moretto, who has said that there are some things regarding Matteo De Ligt which you guys need to understand. It is that renewal has stopped. That means the contract extension is not happening. He doesn't want to speak to Juventus about a new contract. He wants a new challenge. He doesn't want to stay in Serie A. He doesn't want to play for Juventus. He wants to move on to a new experience. Now what does that mean? Juve is asking for about 80, 90, 100 million euros. They're looking as much as they can recoup from this deal. Now Juventus and Chelsea were having some sort of negotiations. Remember, guys, Christensen, Rudiger, both of them have left for Barcelona as well as Real Madrid. So Chelsea are looking for a world-class centre-back, and they think that De Ligt is the right person for the team. Now the Italians have asked Pulisic, but Chelsea are saying no. So earlier it was reported that Chelsea were willing to offer Pulisic, but now it is said that Chelsea are saying no. So do not know what the truth is. Maybe the fact of the matter is the things will get clearer as things progress. Now constant contacts between the Blues and the player environment. So the Chelsea Football Club are speaking to De Ligt representatives. They want the player to come to Stamford Bridge. Now what is De Ligt thinking right now? I'll come back to that thought, but there was another thing which he added was Bayern Munich, Manchester City and Manchester United are paying attention. So that means if Juventus are willing to entertain some offers, they will want at least a bidding war. They would want other clubs to come in for him as well, because if other clubs come in, then his price goes up and they would sell him to the highest bidder. That's what Juventus want. They want to recoup as much as they can. They want to excruciate every bit of money they can from this player. Now the question here lies is that it was reported that he wants Bayern Munich. Now this was reported by Christian Falk as well. Now Christian Falk is a very famous German journalist who is very close to the likes of Bayern Munich. Anything regarding Bayern Munich, Christian Falk always comes in and gives an exclusive, and it seems that Bayern Munich go man is Christian Falk. What he said about this. Now this is what he has to say. Uh, there you go. It was reported by Florian Plettenberg, exclusive news De Ligt. Bayern wants him and De Ligt wants to join Bayern. Talks with Nagelsmann and Salihamidzic impressed him. Negotiations between Bayern Munich and Juventus have started. Talks are good, but he's very expensive. Transfer fee expected between 60 to 80 million euros. So many journalists are reporting different kind of valuations. I think the correct valuation will be, I think, 80 million euros to 90 million euros. Now, coming back to this point, this was seconded by Christian Falk, who went like true with a tick mark. And then he goes on to say, Matthias De Ligt told Juventus he wants a transfer to Bayern Munich. Juventus and Bayern are in contact, but Bayern Munich won't pay the requested amount of 70 million euros. So is it Juventus offering 70 million euros to Bayern Munich? Do they want 70 million euros? Now, Bayern Munich are not going to pay that amount of money. They think it's way too excessive. They have never paid that kind of money, but it's quite funnily they did pay for Hernandez, and somehow they don't want to pay for De Ligt, which is quite amusing. I think they're just trying to play and bring this valuation down. That's what this tactic might be. But he goes on to say further, Bayern Munich know that Chelsea are also interested in Matthias De Ligt, and Chelsea can offer a high transfer fee, but Bayern know that the player would prefer to move to Munich if the clubs can agree on a deal. So that means the player wants Bayern Munich rather than Chelsea. So that is the reason why they don't worry about the high transfer bid, or they think that other club would come in and would bid in more money. It's basically more about the will of the player. So De Ligt wants to move to Bayern Munich. He is clear on this thought that he wants to move to Bayern Munich. He doesn't want to go anywhere. Now, what will happen is, regarding this, I think is going to be more about what Juventus want out of this. Now, if Juventus are saying that they want 70 million euros, that means maybe Chelsea are offering the money a little bit near to it. Now, it depends on Chelsea if they go back with a much higher bid. If they tend to do that, then Bayern Munich would certainly more bite on what De Ligt wants, because De Ligt will say to Juventus, you know what, I want to go to Bayern Munich, but Juventus could say, you know what, maybe we own you and we have a contract with you, so we will decide where will you go. The club who offers more money for you, you will go over there. Now it depends on the player power thing. Now if De Ligt says, okay, you know what, maybe I'll stay this season and I'll go on free, that kind of thing is concerning for Juventus, because they don't want to have a low value on a high asset such as De Ligt. They would want to recoup as much as they can. Now, imagine if Bayern Munich are able to agree on a 60 million euro fee. I think what's going to happen is that's going to be a little bit more about what do other clubs are thinking. Let's see Manchester United. They are talking to Ajax for Martinez. Now, if they tend to find out that for 60 million euros you can get De Ligt, I'm sure that they would come in with a bid. I'm sure that Manchester City would come in with a bid. I'm sure that not only these two clubs, maybe other clubs would come in for a bid. And 60 million euros for De Ligt is, I think, is too cheap. And I think Bayern Munich are more dwelling on the thought that, you know what, maybe the player wants to come here and that's the plus we have, so we can try to get the lower fee. I don't think so it will happen, because as soon as Juventus accept that 60 million euro fee, what's going to happen is it's going to be more about that other clubs comes in and they're going to offer like 65, 70 million, 75 million, 80 million, and Juventus are going to think, you know, wait a second, I don't think so it works like this. We're going to lose 15 to 20 million euros and we shouldn't be doing that. They're going to speak to the player and say that, you know what, you need to have a look at this, you need to think about the club you have played for. And that is where De Ligt will be in sort of a position where he will have to rethink and evaluate that it's not fair that the club is going to lose 15 to 20 million euros, and he might have to give in to Juventus wishes. That means the club who bids higher will get De Ligt. Now we will get to see, the more the story develops, the more we'll tend to find out about this. Now I'm going to be speaking about other transfer stories. I think this one has done. I think you guys did love the intake about this, that what we know so far. I'm sure there's going to be pretty long development on this, and what we're going to do is we're going to go and see what other transfer stories are developing right now, and we're going to start with Manchester United. Good news, guys. Malacia will be a Manchester United player, but not only him. David Ornstein saying that Christian Eriksen has decided he wants to join Manchester United. The contract is going to be until 2025. That's a 3-year contract, and he's willing to sign for Manchester United. That means Erik ten Hag has convinced Christian Eriksen to join Manchester United, to come to Old Trafford and start this Erik ten Hag era in which Eriksen will be playing for the Reds. Now, what does it mean for Frankie de Jong? It means nothing. The talks are still ongoing. Frankie de Jong is gonna still come to Manchester United. It's all about that 20 million add-on, which I did report to you guys earlier. Now, once that thing is sorted, once that thing is done, Frankie de Jong will join Manchester United as a new player. The strategy of Manchester United is that they want to get at least 5 players just before they leave for the preseason tour, so that they can have maximum number of players that Erik ten Hag wants to start with his system. And for that, he needs Frankie de Jong, he needs Eriksen, he needs Malacia, and he needs other 2 players, maybe Martinez. But with this De Ligt story coming up, maybe it changes some things. Maybe Arsenal would have a steal at Martinez and United go for De Ligt. Who knows what happens with that? And United will work on that Anthony deal as well. So United trying to get these 3 deals done, and then they will look at those other 2 deals. Now, for Cristiano Ronaldo, he wants to leave Manchester United. Now, I'm going to start a poll. I want to do that in community tab, but I will start a poll in which I'll be doing a special on Cristiano Ronaldo. I think I'll be doing that tomorrow evening, in which I'll be giving you guys options and asking you guys that if Manchester United do want to sign a striker, if Cristiano Ronaldo leaves, what do you guys think United should go for? I will do a poll. I will try to get 8 names, and we will do them in a knockout competition. We'll pit 2 strikers against each other, and then we will find out the winners. And finally, we'll try to find at least 1 name which you guys think that United should go for as a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo if he leaves the club. Now, coming back to Chelsea, Chelsea are in talks with Cristiano Ronaldo agent Jorge Mendes. He has spoken to Chelsea. He has spoken to the new owners, and they want to get Cristiano Ronaldo at all costs. So let's see what happens with that one. It's going to be a big fight. I think United will have to bow down to Cristiano Ronaldo wishes, and they wouldn't want to turn out into this big ugly fight to create this unrest starting this new season under a new manager. I think Erik ten Hag would say this is a distraction, and he would want to say that, if Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave, he can leave. We'll go and see if there's another striker in the market, and we will go and tend to find out we can play without Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that's what's going to happen. Cristiano Ronaldo will leave United, and United will go back into the market looking for a striker. Now, other than that, we have other stories regarding Leeds United. Leeds United are set to sign Tyler Adams from RB Leipzig. It's a done deal. The deal is about £20 million with add-ons included, and he will travel to England for a medical, so he will be joining Leeds United. Whereas in other news, Ousmane Dembele and Barcelona are still in talks over a contract until June 2024. That means a 2-year contract, and there's still no change update for Ousmane's situation, so we still have to wait and see how does it progresses. Whereas in other news, we do know that Gabriel Jesus has joined Arsenal, as well as Calvin Phillips have joined Manchester City. Manchester City will be selling Raheem Sterling now to Chelsea. Then they'll be going for Cucurella, and maybe Brighton goes in for Tagliafico of Ajax. So there's going to be a lots of transfer moves happening with this chain of events. Now, speaking about in other news, we do know that in sense of Lisandro Martinez, he knows that he wants to get a move to Premier League. He wants to play for either Arsenal or Manchester United. So far, I think it's still the bidding war is going on. I think it all depends on what player says to the club, to his parent club, to Ajax. If he says that I want to move to Manchester United, then most probably Manchester United will have to pay what at least Arsenal are paying. But I think Arsenal are trying pretty hard. They have all the chips in for Martinez. They really want the player. And sometimes, when the club really wants a player, the player tends to think, even though I know Erik ten Hag, maybe because if Manchester United are not willing to offer that much money, then he might sign for Arsenal. So in that case, I think it's a matter of days, and it all depends on Manchester United now with this new twist of De Ligt. I'm not sure that Manchester United will be as much as eager to get Martinez, but let's see how it turns out to be. And so far, this is what it is. Barcelona announced Christensen signing on free, and tomorrow they might announce Frank Kessie signing for Barcelona on free. So this is so far what we have, guys. And Joe Mourinho has signed a new deal with Wolves. Thank you very much, Entertainly. Thank you very much. And that's all we have. And hopefully we might have some other information regarding other news tomorrow morning. And they have announced Frank Kessie as well, so he has joined Barcelona as well. I was just confirming this. So this is what we have right now, guys. Leeds United, they're getting Tyler Adams, they're getting Sinestera from Feyenoord. So Leeds United doing lots of stuff in transfer market. So hopefully we'll get more news by tomorrow morning, and hopefully you guys will be tuning in. So I want to thank you very much for joining me today. Please subscribe, please press that like button, and hopefully I'll be coming back with more news and updates. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice one. Thank you very much. Bye bye.